Okay, this is my presentation on self-control. It was out of the book Working with Emotional Intelligence. My first one that I read out of the book was the $3 million Amygdala hijack, and that was where Mike Tyson actually bit off someone's ear, and the reason for that is because, well, his amygdala put him in like a fight or flight mode, so he kind of got into a fight mode and was way over like his breaking point, so he bit someone's ear off, and so that was way over self control. He couldn't control himself. And then the second one was when emotions boil over, and this was about a woman who actually was going through a divorce, and she went to the airport, and it was actually from the guy's point of view, but the woman was yelling at her lawyer on the phone, and so she went past her breaking point, and she couldn't control it anymore. So she was actually yelling in the airport, and that actually brought her into her fight or flight mode. Um, so we'll go to the next one. Then there are the just say no neurons. That is the neurons that actually stop you from reaching your breaking point. So it actually is basically your self control. Um, and so, yeah, it basically just keeps you calm and fights your fight or flight so you don't get into that. And then there are also the Marshmallow Kids grow up and go to work. So this was actually an interesting one. It was about Mac and Ted. So Mac uh, wanted to get in a fight with Ted basically over a card game, and he challenged him to a fight, but Ted said, "Well, why don't you just wait until the end of the card game?" And well, they played the rest of the game, and Mac actually calmed down and apologized for being angry at him and wanting to fight him. And so after that, they didn't see each other for, I believe it was like 20 years, and they went to a high school reunion, and they saw each other, and actually, um, Mac was very unsuccessful, and um, he was into drugs and all that, but Ted was very successful and had a good job and everything. And this kind of just shows self control and what it can do for you. And yeah, so Mac didn't have self control, so he ended up kind of failing in life, and Ted had self control, so it brought him a good bit of success. So that's pretty interesting. Then there is the managed heart. This is actually, um, well, it was actually kind of about like call center people and how they have to kind of prepare themselves every day for basically being yelled at and being um, kind of talked meanly to. So these people have to kind of prepare, and they kind of have to learn how to use that to be motivated and kind of use it in a good way. Then there is When Work is Hell. uh, this one was about a guy's boss that said that he might lose his job, and so this guy, he actually was very stressed and couldn't work very well because of his stress, but he used a technique to calm down, and he ended up keeping his job because of that technique that he remembered that he used to use. and I think that would be a pretty good thing for everyone to have, as a good technique to kind of calm down. Then there is also a sense of helplessness. That was actually about a study that someone did that was about flexible jobs, and kind of like a job that someone already set like your goal for the day, basically. And flexible jobs are, they said that you were actually 50% less likely to have heart disease other than a already like set job. So we'll go to the next one, and this one is how self-awareness pays off. And it actually was talking about a professor that had a heart monitor, and when he would go to meetings, he would think that he wasn't listening, but actually in the background, it would actually make his heart start beating really hard, because it would stress him out when he even thought that he didn't. When he thought he wasn't listening, it still stressed him out. So this kind of let him know what sets off his heart problems. And then there is self-control in action. This was actually about a cop. Well, it was actually about a guy parking in a no parking zone and going shopping, and then the car got towed, and the cop was standing there, and the guy started being mean to the cop and everything, but the cop stayed calm, and that was because the cop had training and everything to stay calm. So the cop had a good bit of self-control. And then there are also an emotional fault line. So this one was about impulse control. So there is a bunch of people who can't keep their impulse control in line. So they got fired, and this isn't just lower people, it's high people, it's medium, low people, everyone. So then there's the emotional prerequisite. This one I was actually about adapting. So they actually fired a person because they couldn't adapt, and this was because, well, they probably wouldn't have done a good job because they were ruled by fear, and they were just kind of always uncomfortable with the subject. So we'll kind of keep on going. And then there's the innovators. This was about an underage. Well, it was about underage workers. So this guy had a bunch of underage workers, and the people said, no, you cannot have underage workers. So he waited until they were the specific age that he needed them to be, and he kept them on the payroll until they got to that age and kept using them. But it was a setback, but he kept going to what he was after. And then there are my citations. So thank you for watching.